Hey guys, Cyber Dragon here, bringing you guys part 5 of What If Deku is Sub-Zero. But actually, before we start, I am planning on starting a third series. Because I feel like I can at least do 2 to 3 series until, I end one. So I'll have 2 in the back burner while I'm doing on the main one as well. And I'm planning on events ahead too. So, if I'm doing this, then I'm thinking stuff up for Taskmaster or this third series I'm about to kind of show you at some point. And also, no, I forgot what I was about to say actually. But yeah, no, this video won't be super long, at minimum 30 minutes, I want to say. So, let's just start off where we last left off. So it's the next morning after the sports festival. And Momo wakes up. She thinks, what happened last night, somewhat. In a daze of what actually happened. Because if you guys remember the last part, Deku and Momo spend the night together. 18 and plus stuff, again. You guys got what I'm implying, if you guys know what I'm implying. And she feels like something very warm and hard next to her. And she looks over and sees Deku. She's cuddling up to Deku, her leg is across his. She's spooning him basically. And she blushes beef red, and she realized they're both naked too, so they, if that wasn't clear enough what they did. She's thinking oh my god, we did it last night. All excited yet embarrassed at the same time, as that. And she also noticed Deku's peaceful look on his face. She doesn't want to wake him up, so she just decides to cuddle up to him closer and sleep a little longer. Trying to enjoy as much as she can. After she calmed down, of course. It's been an hour or so. Deku wakes up Momo as well. She's good morning and whatnot. They said, good morning, and I hope last night was as good as for you as it was for me. She blushes and yeah. So, and Deku just hugs her and just cuddles up to her and just kisses her on the forehead. She's happy. She is as happy as she can. Even though she lost, Deku comforting her like this too, and giving her an embrace like this is comforting. And Deku says, we probably should get ready. We have to go to school. And Momo, oh yeah, we still have school. And, yeah, so they get ready. And they head to school together. Deku realized he probably should have called his mother, telling her where he was. So, he does. He said, yeah, hey mom. And she's freaking out, where have you been? Why haven't you been calling back? And Deku simply explained, I was at a friend's house last night celebrating the fact that I won the sports festival. And he's not lying, he did celebrate and was with a friend last night. Inko said, okay, I bet you and Bakugo just hanged out and just, play games or whatnot. Deku said, not Bakugo, he was with another friend of his. Just another friend of mine that I made at school. And she said, oh, okay. So, I bet Bakugo was with that girl he likes. Deku chuckles, yeah. And told her that he was going to school now and he will see her later on tonight. And so, yeah. Now, back as they are walking to school. This was when they were walking to school. Yeah, so Yeah, and now that everyone's at school, so Bakugo goes up to Deku and's like, "Yeah, man, where were you? I thought like I didn't see you after the sports festival. I don't like after a while." So Deku simply said, "Well, me and Momo was with each other last night and whatnot." Because he's just being blunt as hell. He doesn't care if anyone knows, obviously, at this point. And everyone hears that, like, what? Like, all the guys drag Deku away, and all the girls drag Momo to another side. They're barraging both of them with questions. All the girls with Momo, and like, what did you guys do last night? And so that's Mina who's asking. Haku is also curious. Momo like, well, we did it last night. It's like, and such, and they are like, what? You did it with Midoriya last night? After the sports festival? I thought he would be tired out. Or something like that. Like, just making some jokes. And she was like, no, he wasn't. Matter of fact, I think he was more energized than ever. After realizing what she just said, and she just blushes, beef red, and covers her face. I'm like, like that. All the girls are like, dang. And all the guys with Deku, they're asking, like, what did you guys do last night? And Deku said, oh, we did it. They're like, what? And Mineta in the background, Mineta like, I'm so jealous and whatnot, and Kaminari as well. Like, they're both in unison, like, lucky bastard. Bakugo was like, man, I'm never gonna get to your level as fast as you will ever. Nope, you'll never, Bakugo. So Deku just grins and laughs at that. And all the other guys are now jealous of Deku. And all the girls are jealous of Momo. Except for, like, I guess Umuraka technically, as she is in a relationship with Bakugo, but she is jealous of the fact that they are advancing further than they are. Somewhat, so. Because I would think some people would be like that type of jealous, so. And such as Zara comes in saying, quiet down. Like, shut up everyone, it's class about to begin. Shit. Everyone does, and as I simply said, today we'll be picking your hero names. And you'll all be going on your internship. A week-long internship. Everyone's like, alright, let's have a hero name time. And everyone does the same names as in canon. Except, like, Bakugo wouldn't put murder in his name. Because, he's chilled out. And now it's Frost's name, her name is just Frost. Because I believe her actual name is Izumi, if I'm made it that, but I just call her Frost. Everyone accepts that name, because, she's cold to everyone, and, yeah. And Deku. So, everyone keeps suggesting names like Cold Emperor, or Ice King, or some stuff like that. And Deku said, nah, I got it. He wrote it down and went up to the board. Everyone's waiting in anticipation. Turn it around and says, Sue's just a Sub-Zero. As, like, yeah, I can literally go down below absolute zero and to Sub-Zero temperatures in an instant if I wanted to. Everyone's agreeing with that name, and Midnight gives that approval. And now, as I said, now after everyone picked their hero name, I'll show you the results of the sports festival. And here's the results. Deku gets first place in offers. Bakugo gets second. Shoto Todoroki gets third. Ida gets fourth. Frost, I'm gonna say gets like 10 or 9. Something pretty low, but still higher than most of the class. Frost is like, what? I should be having the most offers. Then you said, yeah, but you also lost to Deku pretty early on in the sports festival. like pretty later in the sports festival, and your personality isn't much to talk about. Frost gives Sue a death glare, like, watch it, and she shuts up. So, Deku was still hoping that she might have humbled up a bit, but no, it clearly hasn't shown that. It's like, what is it going to take to teach you, like, there's some things you can't simply win? That is what Deku's thinking. So, yeah. Now, everyone's looking over their office. Everyone goes to the same place, except for, like, Frost, I'm gonna say, got an offer from, who does Frost want to go to, actually, like, I'm having a tough time thinking of who Frost would actually go to. Let's say to Best Jeanist. Yeah, Best Jeanist sent her an offer. And Bakugo went to someone else. Like, I'm not sure who. I guess Hawks? Someone in general? Like, because Bakugo doesn't need to go to Best Jeanist because, obviously, like, Best Jeanist most likely sent that offer to Bakugo to someone try to humble him a bit. And Frost sees, like, she got an offer from a some of the top 10 heroes, because I believe he's number 3 or 4. Yeah, he's number 3, so. So, yeah. She goes to there, like, it doesn't matter if it didn't get that many offers. I got a pretty high offer for that. And Todoroki said, well, I got an offer from my dad, who's the number 2, so does that make me better than you now? And he simply just, not thinking that, but, you know, he's trying to put her in a place like, you have to learn this, because Deku just wants to do that, and Todoroki is trying to help in that, because he sees that he's trying to humble her, too. Frost, like, just shuts up and just scoffs off, after turning in her paperwork for it. And yeah, so in Deku, I'm thinking like Endeavor would want to, because he did beat Todoroki, and he might not teach him much about fire, but still, I'm gonna say he maybe just gone to Manual, because he saw how Ida was acting. He did get an offer from Endeavor to help train Todoroki mostly for that aspect, which Deku would like to, but at the same time, you have to make sure Ida doesn't screw up or do anything like that. And so everyone goes to the internship. Deku and Ida go to Manual, and Manual's like, whoa, so I can't believe I didn't just get Ida, but I got Sub-Zero over here. Like, the winner of the sports festival. You might have gotten better offers than me. Ida simply said, no, it's a good learning experience, and Deku says, yeah. And as they were patrolling, Ida is ahead of him, and Deku and Manual is somewhere further in the back. Deku simply said, yeah, so Ida did actually just come here to find the hero killer, telling Manual the real reason. Manual said, yeah, I kind of suspected that. And I kind of suspected that you would be here too to do that. To help him stop him from making a mistake. Deku nodded in agreement. So Manual was like, well, if he ever does go after the hero killer, I'm giving you permission to stop him with your quirk, in case if he tries to. Or if he does encounter a hero killer, I give you permission to, you know, stop him with your quirk still. Like, basically all that. Deku says, understood, and the rest of the day goes like that. But everyone's internship is going alright. And, yeah, so the Hosu attack happens. Deku and Manual is at the scene. Deku's helping put out fires mostly, while everyone else is trying to stop the Nomus. with like Deku controlling some limits of water around him too, because he can shoot water and turn into water to teleport, and then re-solidify it outside. But he can still manipulate water, not like shoot it out of him constantly, but he can, shoot it out of fire hoses like how Manual does. Out of, fire hydrants. Manual's saying, "Where's Ida, Ed? Where's Ida?" And Deku's like, "I'll go look for him. If you guys can handle the rest." Manual not in agreement. And he already gave him permission a while back to use his quirk, so he won't get any repercussions for this. Deku runs all over the city, using One For All mostly to find him. And he finds him in the same alley, about to be struck. Deku just simply teleports and uppercuts Stain, and sends him flying a few feet away. He doesn't use One For All, he just uses his own strength. Edith said, "Midoriya, what are you doing here?" Deku simply said, "Saving your sorry ass. Now, stand up and get out of here with the hero. I'll stop staying here right now." Edith said, "I can't move. It has to be his quirk." Deku said, "Understood." And I'm gonna say he can do this. He can make ice clones of himself. So, they're not very strong ice clones. Like, they can maybe take a punch or two, but they're kind of like twice as clones. After being beaten a bit much, they disappear, like into water, like melt. And Stain fights, like Stain saying, "That was a good punch there," friend of Ingenium. So, you make some good friends there, that. So, Deku said, "Your opponent is me now. Now, come on." As Deku makes an ice sword, putting his hands together, just forming an ice sword, as one hand is holding a hilt, and the other is just helping make the blade. Just for dramatic effect, he doesn't have to. He's just, that's a dramatic effect. Stain is like, "You use swords? I use swords. So, I guess you're a good swordsman then." Deku said, "Of course I am." As he is fighting Stain now. So, well, the two ice clones did grab Ida and Native out of there. Stain is impressed by his sword work already, and swordsmanship and his skill. He is dodging every blow Stain's doing, and he's actually getting a hit or two in every now and again. And Stain's like, "I'm impressed with your skill, and your sense of justice, too. You're definitely a worthy hero." Deku said, "Thank you, but I don't need praise from anyone. So, I'm not looking for praise, I'm looking to help people." Stain is even more happy to hear that, and now notices Ida and Manual, a native, gone. He's like, "How?" And Deku said, "I made two ice clones during our fight to get them out of here, so they want to be in danger, and so you want to try to kill them while defending you off." So, and Stain is even more impressed. While he was fighting, he was also saving people. As Stain said, "I only would let one person do this," as he simply surrenders. "I surrender to you. I thought I would only say these words to one hero. All Might." So, Deku vanishes the ice sword, and to freeze Stain's hands over, making some, not ice cuffs, but it's just freezing them over in general. Deku said, "I still believe you can be a hero. Of sorts. You killed too many heroes in general, and I don't think you can be one. But you can at least help them." As during the fight, he was also studying Stain's ideology. Stain is surprised that someone he's believing in him and such, and Stain says, "Thank you. I'm willing to serve my sentence now, as I have become both jury, judge, and executioner. I know that I can ask for forgiveness, but I don't think I deserve it." Deku said everyone deserves a second chance, and he actually unfreezes Stain's hands. He's like, "You'll let me go?" As Deku said, "No, I'm still bringing you in, but if you somehow escape while all of this is going on, then you could definitely help some people. But start helping the hero community instead of endangering it." Stain is even more surprised that he is letting him do this. He is doing this for him. Stain said, "You're much more worthy than I thought already of you. You might even be greater than All Might at this point. Not only that, but you haven't even changed my ideologies a bit. I think I will still serve out my sentence either way. But if after I'm let out, if I'm ever let out, I will start helping the hero community." Deku nods and just ties him up with some rope they found in the alleyway. While Stain and Deku's talking, they finally get to Ida and the two ice clones. And now, after Deku came back, he made the ice clones melt. And all the other heroes see he caught Stain. And yeah, somewhat I'm stealing this from thatguyxii, if you guys are realizing that. Like how Deku's not bringing him in completely. He still is, but yeah. I'm just... I'm not in the right headspace right now. My head is pounding, badly, so I'm kind of wanting to get this over with somewhat, but... yeah, so... anyways, the Nomu doesn't grab Deku. It grabs... I'm gonna say Stain. Stain was tied up and everyone thought he was about to be killed, but Stain just ripped off the ropes and stabbed the Nomu in the eye, killing it. As now, Stain looks back and said, "I'll be seeing you later, Sub-Zero." Because Deku did say his hero, after, they walked throughout the alleyway, Deku does say what his name is, both his real and hero name. As Stain runs off, so, yeah, so, Deku didn't really have any permission to go after Stain. That's at least his excuse. Not his excuse, but yeah, I guess that's somewhat his excuse. As all the heroes chase after him, they can kind of have the safer questioning for, on Ida's part too. No, yeah, that's why. Sorry. Again, they're in the right headspace. That was the thing I was trying to think of earlier. But yeah, so... it's the next day. Ida is in the hospital. Deku isn't, so... Deku is just scolding him for, how stupid he was being. Man, I thought you would be smarter than to go after the hero killer. And to not only that, but... to do it out of vengeance. No, not. Ida's realizing his mistake. I know. I'm sorry. So, I guess you made a poor choice in the vice rep. Like, yeah, no, because he is still like the vice rep. Like, he's the third in command of the class. And the class representative. They said, no, I didn't, but so even I can fall at times. Anyone can really fall in when you went through. So obviously there will be some leniency if you would ever get punishment, but at the same time, you should know better. You still have your brother to teach you, to guide you, and you can talk to him. Many people can't really say that now. So, he just simply just stay quiet after realizing like he's right and whatnot. Then the police dog comes in. He's like saying like you didn't have permission to do that and such. They said I did actually have permission from Manuel, and only reason why I didn't go after him because I was already pretty tired and I did not have I had the right to stop him from killing Ida and defending Ida. I didn't have the right to pursue him if that was the case. And Manuel said that is correct and like that is right and whatnot. Then actually like, very well then. There will be no punishment for you, and even though he still got away, I'll give you the credit of capturing him. And when you will get credit. And Deku said, thank you. But I don't really need the credit. If you want to give it to anyone else, like any other heroes, I will be okay with it. And Manuel and everyone in that room is surprised, actually. Like, they're asking, why do you not want credit for it? Like, Deku said, I do not need credit for, like, my deeds that I've done to protect my friends and others. And he still got away in either way, too. They're like, yeah, but you still stopped a hero killer from like harming anyone else's hero career and whatnot. They said, that may be true, but I still do not need the credit. So I can see what fame does some heroes if it gets to their heads. So I do not need appraisal. They accept it and decide to give it to Manuel and Endeavor, I guess. Endeavor didn't want to accept it, but so they just kind of gave it to Manuel, Manuel. So, but Manuel doesn't feel it's right, so. But he also take it for Deku's part because as a reward for saving Ida, I guess. Yeah, and Deku and Stain contacted Deku like the night afterwards, telling him like, I'll be if you ever need my help finding any information about the underground and whatnot, contact me. So, like, he said that to Deku after like Deku went up outside to get some fresh air and whatnot. Deku like, alrighty then, Stain. So, but still do help other heroes, bust some criminals and whatnot. Stain said, I will. And leaves. Deku continues his internship, while Ida does not, since that was his punishment. Ida accepted it, and so yeah. After a while, so all the class returns. They're like talking about their internship and what they learned and whatnot. Deku did get a bit of clout for helping the Hosu incident because he did put out some fires and save people. He didn't get praise for the Stain part though because he didn't want that. And Stain even asked, why did you not want to take that? Because and credit for defeating me. Like I said, I don't really want the appraisal for it again. Like, that type. Like, staying still doesn't even respect him like that. So they even want to say, like, the truth on the dark web and whatnot. But yeah, and then, like, Deku goes up to him, like, saying hi to you and whatnot, like, it's been a while. So, do you learn anything useful in your internship as well? Well, we said, nah, mostly just starting the commercial and whatnot. Deku said, so even then, you still learn some stuff about commercial life, like how heroes have to do promotional interviews and whatnot. Well, we said, true. And I did go out on, I'm drawing a blank on the name, like the word now. Like, I'm just gonna say she just said, yeah, I did some hero work. Like, cause I'm drawing a blank on what I was about to say. And, yeah, so, like I said, good. At least you learned some stuff. And yeah, as I was said, quiet down and class is beginning. Everyone does. As I then says, you'll be having a test coming up here soon, and this will determine if you go into the training camp or not. Everyone's excited. And so they go to the mall afterwards, like to say what they need. Well, I think it's a bit too early, if I'm wrong. Actually, yeah, I'm a bit too early for that, so scratch that. They all, like, some of the kids are freaking out and whatnot. And, yeah, it's that Deku Momo, like, said, like, well, we both could actually tutor you. Me and Momo do have the best grades in this entire class in school. And both of them are straight A students. Deku's that smart. And he's actually a little bit above Momo, too. So, yeah. As they are thanking them, they say, where should we do this? Deku said, at Momo's place. So, I'm planning on spending the night there again at some point. Momo blushing, like, oh god. So he's too, like, honest at times. And everyone, all the good, like everyone's jealous again. And Mineta is like lucky bastard while crying somewhat, like he always does. And yeah, so they go to Momo's place for the next few days, studying. Deku stays there for the next few days as well. Tells Inka, like, yeah, I'll be staying at a friend's house helping people study and whatnot. So I'll be gone for the next 2 days or so. Few days. Inka said, alright, hopefully, like, I know you'll do good, and I'm glad that you're helping out your friends and whatnot. Inka trusts, like, my son won't do anything like that. Frost doesn't want to say anything, because she doesn't really care. It's like, she wants to beat his brother, not like, say, do some petty shit. Like, yeah, no, he's actually staying at a girl's house and just, that type of stuff. She's not that type of person. And yeah, the written test comes apart, and yeah, a lot of the kids there got better grades than they actually did in canon. And then it becomes like, they're about to do the battle portion. So as I said, no, I think you guys know what you might be doing, and everyone's like, yeah, like, Mina, like, yeah, we're fighting robots and whatnot. As I said, no. So we're doing something different this year, as he is smirking. And they are like, what? And Nezu comes out like, Yes, that is right. We are all doing something. So different this year for you lot, because you have a very powerful student with you. And such. Or maybe not powerful, like, it doesn't say powerful student or not. I'm gonna say, like, so you have a couple of flaws here and there still, and we're gonna try to correct them through this test. Everyone's like, what are they planning? And they say, you all are gonna fight, like, all of us. All the pro heroes. Or 2 of you will fight pro heroes. And, yeah, so. And it won't go the same as canon. Like, there will be different teams, like, two different teams, I guess. Because Bakugo doesn't have that complex, and I don't think Deku and Bakugo need to work through anything out. You know, that will be the only team difference. As everyone's, like, getting their pairings, Deku and Frost gets paired up. So Deku's alright with it, and Frost is like, no, I don't want to, and whatnot. Sorry, but you have no choice in this. Frost's like, fine. And they give them the pairings, and Frost and Deku's pairing is obviously All Might. And for you two, you'll have a very special teacher at UA to do this. And it's like, they're like, I better know who it is. And Frost is like, who is it? No matter who it is, I will beat them. Nezu, like, oh, like, not Nezu, but All Might from a distance, like, oh, really? So, falling from the sky and, like, laughing, like, ha, 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 ha. As everyone see, like, All Might just comes out of the sky and whatnot. Like, lands in front of him, like, you two will be facing me then. Like, me. As everyone's like, glad we didn't team up with, glad we wasn't teamed up with any of them. As Nezu then says, like, no, we would restrict almost all the students. Not all the students, but almost all the teachers. Almost all of them. A couple of teachers will not be restrained. So one of them is All Might. Will not be restrained at all with the braces. As now, everyone's like, we're really glad we're not going to fight All Might. And as that, all the other tests goes to canon, except for the All Might and Frost fight. But I'm actually going to stop it here. Mainly due to the fact is I'm wanting to make it more like a whole episode on its own. And I'm going to need to think how it works exactly, because my head is still killing me, and I am planning on maybe, like, thinking of how my next series I'm working on. Because the next series, I will keep it a secret until then. But yeah, I already got the pictures for it, if you... So, whatnot. But yeah, that will be it for this video. And talk to you guys later.